Hello everyone, it's Tom here from Magic Woodworking. Today I'm looking at bandsaws. So if you're looking at getting yourself one, you might want to check this out. Let's get into this. So the bandsaw we're looking at today is the AT3327B, and as you can see, trade, which has now been superseded by a newer model, but not necessarily a better one. It's just got a few more bells and whistles. This is still a great bit of kit for the money. So what are the specifics of this particular machine? Well, firstly, between the blade and the throat of the machine, you've got a maximum width of 410mm. As for the maximum height, when this is wound all the way up at its maximum position, you can get 300mm of cut, which is very good. If you're wondering how big a piece of material you can get between the blade and the fence, when the fence is its maximum position like that, you can get 370mm, which is very good. So other than that, you have a good cast iron table, which, as I'm sure you know, cast iron is where it's at. Aluminium's okay, but it doesn't compare to cast. So good and accurate table. You have a user-friendly one-handed operation fence, as you can see. Moves so nice and simple. Lock it down one-handed with a spyglass here so you can see what measurement you're set up. A nice feature they got here is a really tall fence, which I'm sure, as you know, when you're running a piece of stock through the blade, it stops the wobble. You've got something good and tight to push up against, and yeah, I really like that particular feature. As for the rest of it, I'll move you around to this side so you can take a better look. So, as promised, a bit of a closer look. Here are your guide bearings, as you can see, with quick adjustment Allen keys on the front, and they do adjust very easily. Here is your thrust bearing, again quick adjustment with an Allen key. You have the same underneath the table, again here are your bearings and your thrust bearing there. As for dust extraction, you have one port on the side and another port at the bottom. I tend to find that one's sufficient. I don't use both. This extracts plenty of dust. And on the back you have a good 1.5 kilowatt motor. Moving up to the back of the machine, if I step out a little bit, you can see plenty of knobs. This particular one, that's the lock to stop this going up and down. This is a tracking control, as you can see, if your blade is running towards the back or the front of the wheel. And this is the detensioner, which I will show you in just a moment. When you pull this lever around, it drops the main guide wheel so you can change your blades. And finally, you've got a nice viewing window there so you can tell how your blade is tracking. As you can see, this one's right in the center of the wheel. If I come around there, it just allows you to view it from the outside, which again, I haven't seen it on any other bandsaws. It's just a nice little user-friendly feature. Okay, quickly, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that like button, or better yet, subscribe. It is free after all, and it will let you know when I've uploaded my next video. Okay, with that said, let's get back to the video. Now, with blade changing, Axminster have thought it through quite nicely. You undo two knobs on the side of the machine, which releases the door. Nothing new there. You release the tension with that wheel and the handle I showed before. As you can see, the wheel drops down. You then take your blade off, put your new one back on, reapply the tension, tighten it here. I normally go to 2 or 3 marks on there, just so you hardly got any deflection when you're pressing the blade. And that's it. That's all there is to blade changing. Once you've got your blade on and you've got your doors back up, the viewing window I showed before, you can then make sure your blade is tracking correctly and adjust it with the lever at the back, and job's done. Nice and easy. It's as simple as that. My old machine, I had a knob on the top. You turn it around for ages just to get the wheel to come down to take the tension off. This is a lot more simple and a lot easier. Very well done there for Axminster. Now, blade selection. Whether it be a hobby machine or a pro machine, in 99% of the cases, they come with a bandsaw blade fitted. Now, the most important information I can give you about this blade is bin it. It's junk. It will give you nothing but headaches and poor results. Get yourself a decent one. They're about 15 to 20 pounds, depending on where you buy it from. Here's a couple in front of me. Here's an 18mm with 4 TPI. Here's a 12mm with 8 TPI. TPI means teeth per inch. The fewer teeth per inch, the rougher the cut. The more teeth per inch, the finer the cut. It's pretty simple. If you do more ripping through, this is the blade for you, a wider blade with not many TPI. If you do finer work, get yourself a narrow blade with more TPI, maybe about a 10mm, something like that. But if you're someone who does a little bit of everything, this is more the blade for you. It's what they call a universal blade. It means you can do some ripping, you can do some fine work, you're not constantly swapping backwards and forwards, but it will get you out of trouble for as long as you need. But it's entirely up to you, it depends on the work you do. That about covers it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, I'll answer as many as I can. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye bye.